Thanks to HubSpot for sponsoring this video. So who doesn't want to learn what are the most high income skills, what are the most valuable skills that you can learn for 2023? I feel like everyone wants to know that. Everyone wants to make the most amount of money they can with the least amount of time. I also feel like people want freedom as well. So I wanted to cover some of the high income skills that are worth learning in 2023. So this video spawned actually from this tweet and from comments that you guys are asking, what should I learn? What skills should I learn? Came across this tweet, a column of skills and then the softwares that you could learn for those skills. But I think what the key column here is not the softwares, it's the actual skills. It's the column on the left, AI, design, video, websites, SEO, data and automation. These are skills that I think right now in the current digital age that we're living in just make the most sense to learn. And the great thing is you can learn all of them if you're interested. By the way, you should subscribe to our newsletter if you haven't already. I share experiences, stories and links to interesting things, so make sure to check it out. So the first skill I would recommend learning, and one that I learned first when it comes to doing anything online, was web design and development. This was the skill that I learned way back in like 2009, 2010. That's when I started dabbling in it. I didn't really know at the time that I could make money from it because I didn't really have anyone tell me that I could make money from this. Web design, web development have basically been at the root of everything that I do now. All the money I make is all down to basically learning web design and web development. I use that skill to gain clients. So before I had any sort of following online, I started just talking to people, just sort of advertising my skills to people, being like, hey, I will build your website for you. And I wasn't making much at the beginning, of course. No one should expect to make a lot of money at the beginning. But for me at the time when I was 20, 21, 22 years old, it was enough for me, because it was enough where I was making the same amount as my friends who were making that sort of money in part-time jobs, in jobs that they didn't really like doing, things like retail, service industries and things like that. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with those jobs, but they don't really give you the freedom of like where you can just be in your room, you can be behind a computer, you can sort of choose your own hours. Web design, web development specifically for me gave me a lot of freedom, and I could do the work at whatever hours I liked as long as the job was done by a specific deadline that I had promised to the client. That then expanded to me making website templates, which I really don't stop talking about, but yeah, website templates like Tumblr themes, WordPress themes, things like that. Tumblr themes, I've made nearly $700,000 from them. And I think in the first sort of year, 2 years, I made like 300,000, which is just absurd because I was only 22, 23 at the time. That was an absolute life-changing amount of money, all because I learned web design and web development. This skill that I learned now basically transfers to everything that I do. It's just so valuable. I recently used this skill that I have to build videocreatorcourse.com. So Video Creator Course is just a sort of course that I built, that I put together using Framer, and it's just teaching other people how to make high quality videos and stuff like that. But anyway, I used Framer and I used the skills that I had learned over years of making websites and built this website to sell this course. The great thing is building websites now is much easier than it was 10 to 15 years ago. I remember 10 years ago, you still had to learn some sort of coding language. There was a lot of terminology that you had to learn. There was a lot of sort of very scary looking interfaces that you had to learn to build websites and stuff. Yeah, it just wasn't a pleasant experience. But nowadays, building websites is so quick. You can use a tool like Framer or Webflow, and you don't need to learn any code. You can use those tools to make websites. Even other tools like Squarespace and other sort of website builders, you don't need to learn how to code. As long as you have some design sense and you have a good aesthetic, you have good style, you can build any type of website with these sorts of services. I think if I could go back, I wish I spent the time learning an actual language. So I know HTML and CSS, those are pretty easy to learn, but I wish I had spent more time learning JavaScript and sort of other sort of development languages, because those skills, learning those languages, like I said, they're just going to stay with you forever, and they can easily be transferred to other softwares, to other things. You're not limited to what it is you're building at the time. In 10 years, 15 years, because you've learned that initial language, it's easier to learn other languages. I think if I could go back, yeah, that's definitely what I would have spent more time learning, because it would have given me a lot more freedom in what I could have built. The reason why I'm personally not learning it now is because I've already built my businesses, I've already made money. It's actually cheaper for me to hire someone to do the job for me than me having to spend all the weeks, months learning the language, trying to build something, when I can just pay someone a couple of $1,000s or whatever, however much it costs to build whatever I need to build. Next up, we have video editing. So I genuinely think video editing right now, the demand for video editing right now is absolutely through the roof. But there is one major issue when it comes to video editing. Right now, there's a flood of video editors. I get an email a day, at least one email a day of someone offering their services to edit my videos, whether that's edit my main channel videos, like long form videos like this, or to edit videos for TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. I get so many emails for people wanting to edit my videos. The issue is 99% of them are just terrible. They're really not that good. Most of these editors have just copied some crappy style that they've seen, or they see what's sort of trending on different platforms and then just try to copy them, but they're not doing a good job of it. And that is where the issue is. 99% of these editors are just garbage. Currently, the market for good video editors is ridiculously small. Finding a good video editor right now is like finding a needle in a haystack. It's just so rare to find. So video editing as a skill is fairly easy to learn. The main skill issue arises when it comes to actually making good videos, actually making videos that are edited well. So if you're someone who's interested in learning video editing, don't just think, you learn the program, Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve, Adobe Premiere, whatever it might be that you're learning. It's not enough just to learn these programs and know how to cut a video. Now you've got to learn actually what makes a good video. It's a mix of seeing what the best videos out there are doing, how they're edited, especially when it comes to transitions, when it comes to audio, when it comes to shots and things like that, and having a story, putting it all together. That is what makes a good video editor. I am still trying to figure out what makes a good video editor myself. I feel like I'm trying to figure out how to edit my videos myself. It's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing to learn. It's easy learning the software, but it's not easy making a good video. I think there is a big gap in the market right now for good video editors, and it's actually fairly straightforward becoming a good video editor. The issue is most people won't put in the effort to get there. I can't remember who it was exactly, but there is a YouTuber out there. I saw them on a podcast really randomly, and what they've done is they've set up a deal with their video editor where the video editor gets a portion of the AdSense revenue of all the videos they edit, which I think is incredible. That's so good for both the creator and the video editor, because the creators obviously wants to make as much money as possible. They're making videos, and the video editor of course also wants to make as much money as possible. Now if they both work together, the creator's trying to come up with good videos and the video editor is trying to edit these videos to the best he possibly can, or best she possibly can, then they're both benefiting. It's not just a fixed fee sort of thing, you do the job and that's it. This person now has incentive to make the best possible videos, to edit the best possible videos so that they can earn the most money. And I think that's an incredible way to do it. But that's going to be hard to ask other YouTubers and be like, hey, I want to edit your videos, give me a portion of the AdSense. Obviously that's going to be very hard to do. But if you're a proven video editor, maybe you're a freelance video editor and you've edited videos that have done really well on other people's channels, or maybe even for this person that you're currently editing, then I think you can sort of bring forward that idea, that proposition. You can propose to them, hey, look, I've made these videos, they've done really, really well. I would now like to discuss the opportunity of maybe getting a portion of the revenue that you get, because here I am helping you, trying to make the best videos possible. AI prompting. So this is a fairly new one, but something that I think is really going to blow up over the next few years, because the way I see it is everyone has access to Google, everyone can use Google. But there is a difference between someone who's really good at using Google to find whatever they need, and then there's the other people who aren't really that great at using Google, even though the tool is the same. And I think AI is currently in exactly the same boat. When you look at ChatGPT or Midjourney, you're just given a search box, right? You're just given a prompt box where you need to put in whatever you need to put in. But a lot of people, when they see that, they sort of almost panic. They don't really know what to put in. They don't really know how to search. They don't really know what words to use to get the result that they want to get. And I think this is where the business of AI prompting exists, because there is an art to it. You can't just go into ChatGPT and sort of type in whatever and just get your answer. I mean, you can, I guess, 50% of the time, 60% of the time, but maybe you're looking for something specific, especially in something like Midjourney. If you don't know what to put in, it's going to be a struggle. So learning AI prompting can really become a superpower, because now you're taking these AI tools and using them to your advantage. You're leveraging them. You're using the power that they have and sort of the convenience that they have, and not having to hire other people to do that for you, because you're using the AI tool to do it for you. So I think AI prompting, that is going to be the next big thing. I think it's very, very early stages, because AI is still sort of trying to find its footing and what it can do. But I really do believe, with the way AI is taking over, learning AI prompting and trying to sort of use AI to your own advantage can help you make a lot of money. It's something that I'm actually spending a lot of my own personal time learning right now. So I'm messing around with all different types of AI tools, just trying to figure out what could benefit me in my businesses and my day-to-day life. And I think right now it's one of the skills that to me is going to be invaluable for years to come. HubSpot have put together a free resource for anyone to download and check out. It's titled The State of AI in Marketing in 2023. It covers new research into how marketers are using AI, practical tips for integrating AI into your tech stack, and key insights into the future of marketing with AI. It's a 33-page document covering the AI tech boom, which tools are being used today, and what they can do for you. It's ideal for anyone looking to save time marketing, but at the same time step up their marketing game with the use of AI. Not only that, it helps marketers figure out research for things like SEO planning and keywords. I actually use a bunch of the AI tools mentioned in the document to help produce my own documents, emails, things like that. I also use a bunch of visual AI tools to help me produce visuals across my businesses. HubSpots have a bunch of their own AI tools which they share in the document also. The aim is to use AI to its full potential and have it work for you, saving you time and money. So make sure to check out the free resource. I'll leave it linked down in the description below. Marketing and sales. So out of everything that I've just mentioned and that image that I showed at the beginning of the video, I think the most important skill out of everything is learning marketing and sales, because there seems to be this stigma when it comes to sort of marketing and sales. People have this sort of thing of, oh, a salesperson, oh, a marketing person. They're not really doing anything valuable. And I think that's absolutely silly, because marketing and sales is what makes businesses money. A lot of people feel like, oh, I'm building stuff, I'm doing something to change the world, I'm building a great service and product, whatever it might be. And it really might be one of the best products, one of the best services ever. But if you're not marketing or selling that product, and you're not getting it in front of the right people, what is the point? Because you could have the cure for cancer, but if you keep it to yourself, what's the point? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I feel like this is the most valuable skill that I've learned in my years of making money online. In the first few years of making money online, I was that person. I was scared to come across as too markety, too sort of salesy. I didn't really like it. I just thought it felt a bit like dirty in a way. But my tune has completely changed now. I'd say in the last 3 or 4 years, I've realized actually you can have a very average product and you can market it and sell it and you can make a lot of money. If you have one of the best products, but you don't market it and sell it, then you're not going to make any money. An average product with good marketing and sales will always beat the better product that has very little marketing and sales. I found as well that learning marketing is almost like an infinite money glitch, because you don't just have to apply it to what you know, to the one business that you know. Marketing and sales is transferable to any business, to anything and everything. So learning that skill is just so valuable. The issue is, what do you learn? Where do you learn? And to be honest, I don't really have an answer for that, because it depends on the product. It depends on what you're trying to sell. There isn't one foolproof marketing and sales solution to sell everything. Every product or service requires its own way of marketing, its own way of selling. So this is something that is very much learned on the job. It's sort of a work in progress. It's not something you're just going to learn overnight. It's definitely going to take time. But when you realize patterns and you realize sort of trends when it comes to marketing and sales, you can apply it to everything else. The 3 skills that have helped me earn millions are web design, video editing, and marketing and sales. I'd say that's my unique advantage, taking these 3 skills, learning how to do web design, web development, then learning how to do video editing, video making, and then finally learning how to market and sell those skills, products within those things. So for example, I sell wallpaper packs on my other channel, my tech channel. Here I have built a product, and then I've used a website, I've built a website to sell that product. And then I'm making videos about tech and things like that. And then this is where the marketing comes in. I then mention, hey guys, if you're interested in this wallpaper, click the link in the description to buy it. That goes back to the website. These 3 things all together is what's helping me make money. And that's just one product. I've made money from all different types of things. Tumblr templates, website templates like WordPress templates, Lightroom presets, courses, all different types of things. The main thing is the core skills here: web design, video editing, and marketing. and they all work together to help me make money. I think what people need to recognize in themselves is that everyone has their own blend of unique skills. So you might not know web design, you might not know video editing or marketing or whatever. But let's just say, for example, I love to use this example. Say you're a woodworker. You can build custom furniture. Maybe it's a chest of drawers or a desk or something like that. So you have that skill. But the issue is you don't really know how to sell those pieces to other people. You don't really know how to get those pieces in front of people. So then what you would do is you would learn video editing. You'd learn how to make videos. It can be on your phone. It doesn't have to be super fancy or anything. The main thing is that you're making videos showing your process and your product. Maybe you record yourself behind the scenes building this product, showing the amount of work that goes into making this product, the finish, where the wood is from, all these different things. That's where the video creation, video editing process comes in. Then comes the marketing. You upload that video to TikTok, to Instagram, to YouTube, whatever platform. This is free marketing. I don't think people realize how valuable TikTok, Instagram, YouTube is. Having an audience on these different platforms, using these platforms to market your products, your services, is just so valuable. So if you're a woodworker making these awesome products, then you're recording yourself making these products, then you're sharing them on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, wherever it might be. You're then getting that product in front of the right people, because hopefully if you're making content that is interesting, if you're making products that are cool looking, people will then find them naturally on these platforms, and that's how you can make a lot of money. It very much is just like a blend of these skills. You don't necessarily have to be an expert in each specific area. As long as you have enough knowledge to do something, to build something, to put it all together, you will make money. And that is the unique advantage that I think everyone has. Every single person out there has some sort of knowledge, some sort of passion in something that is better than most other people on earth. And it's just taking that and then combining it with these other skills to make money. The great thing is you can also take this a step further. So once you've built the business, once you've built this sort of one-man business of yourself and you're making great money, you can then start leveraging the skills of other people. So maybe you're at the limit of how much time you can spend on making videos or how much time you can spend on marketing. You can then offload those things to different people. Maybe you have an assistant, whatever, maybe you have a video editor, maybe you have a marketing person. Once you start leveraging other people's skills, you can really start ramping up and making a lot of money. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So I've sort of hit the limit on how many videos I can make, on how many products I can make. So I'm now leveraging the skills of other people. So I have a video editor, I have a marketing person, I have script writers. I have these people helping me just to build my business, to help me make more money. And the idea is that hopefully the amount I'm paying them, I'm making more than the amount I'm paying them. I'm making a profitable business. But then at the same time, if I'm making big profits, I want to be able to share those profits with those other people as well, so that everyone can benefit, so that everyone can be rewarded for helping me with my business. And then that's exactly how you end up building a business that sort of runs by itself, because the idea is then you can just give all of these different skills in the business to other people, and now you can just sort of relax and make your own money. I actually don't see myself ever retiring. I'm going to go on a tangent here, but I don't actually ever see myself retiring, because I love doing this. I love making websites. I'm really into tech. I love making videos. I love shooting photos, things like that. These are things I'm genuinely passionate about. It's why I started doing it and never really expected to make a lot of money in the beginning. Now, of course, what gives it longevity is that I am making money from it, so I can continue doing it. But yeah, I don't really ever expect myself to retire. I might stop making YouTube videos one day. I don't think I expect myself to be making YouTube videos when I'm 50, 60 years old. But making websites and sort of messing around with different tools and stuff online, I can see myself doing that till I die, pretty much. I can see myself doing that for a long time. Make sure to check out one of my other videos. I recently uploaded a video called The Wealthy People Mindset, Think Like the Rich, sharing some cool sort of thoughts on how and sort of experiences that I've learned from wealthy people and how they live their life. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and subscribe for more.